You can't cheat yourself
Mhm.
off of greatness. Anybody that you look at on social media, you look in your circle, mind you, these individuals, there's no such thing as overnight success.
Welcome back to the Paralyzed and Prosperous podcast, where we focus on business, leadership, and of course, entrepreneurship. Now, let's talk. Let's talk today, man. I lie. How you doing today?
You know what? I am having a wonderful day. It is a slow day. I enjoy having my slow starts in the morning. I'm not in a rush to get things done. And I've been trying to be more intentional about that because it's so easy to get caught up in like doing things, like, oh, I'm on a long to do list. So today was a great morning to have a nice, slow start. And so I'm doing good, feeling good, ready to get this work.
That's what's up, man. Like we talked about, it's good to get away from that routine mindset and just go, rock with your non-negotiables. You know what you got to do, so rest, take care of it when you can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talk to me, Jorge. How you doing today, my man?
Yeah, popping willies like always. God is good, man. So,
What the heck?
hey, y'all said to be myself, I'm gonna be myself. I promise you. Yeah, hey, listen, world. I'm gonna let y'all know. Don't ever ask me to have a drink. I don't drink. I don't pop bottles, but I definitely pop willies. So y'all already know. Y'all see me. We're gonna be rocking. Nah, man. I'll be honest with you. As you both know, I've been sick.
Mhm.
I've been sick for several weeks, but if anybody understands the process of how I get sick, it's kind of weird because I'll start feeling sick, but I'm not sick, right? So meaning if I go to the doctors and I'm like, yo, I'm dealing with a UTI infection, they do a urine culture, it comes back, it's like, nah, there's nothing wrong. You don't have. And it's just weird because over the years I've adopted this process where my body starts shutting down. I start feeling a certain way. I get spasms. My back hurts. I'm drained. I'm tired. I literally just want to close my eyes and go to sleep wherever I'm at. And I was feeling like that for the last couple of weeks. And I think it was just like last Friday. From one day to another, it went from 0 to 100. And I told Kayla, I was like, yo, I don't feel good. And so, mind you, for me to go to the hospital and go to the ER, I understand the process, so I can't do it premature. And just because I'm feeling, and I want you to catch this, right? Just because I'm feeling a certain way, I don't make a decision to, within that emotion or that feeling because I've had done that in the past, and what I've done is wasted my time. I've gone through the
Mhm.
process, waited in the lobby for hours, then got into the room, waited in the room for hours. They take some tests and then they say, well, there's nothing wrong, right?
Mm.
And so I usually have to unfortunately, let the infection, get to a point that I get fevers, chills, then that's an indication that, oh, okay, we hit that mark. So went in, thought I was gonna go get some antibiotic and get a quick IV, and usually it's a 50-50. They'll tell me, you're good to go. We're gonna give you this, and we'll give you medication PO by mouth, which is by mouth. But this time it wasn't that wasn't the case. Doctor
Mhm.
came back, was like, yo, we're concerned. Um, I have a history of what they call superbugs, and superbugs are infections that can't be cured with your natural antibiotics, so they got to hit me with those super, that big boy stuff, medication,
Hmm.
which, mind you, right, it heals me, but it does put a strain on my kidney and on my body. And so it's like one of those things that is a blessing to be able to have those drugs, because it gets to a point in that process of being a paraplegic and dealing with infections that after a while, certain people, those medications don't do nothing. They become septic, if I'm saying it right.
Mhm.
And so, when you run out of those medication, then that's a problem.
Right.
You will lose your life. So, I was in the hospital. I think it was a week, if I'm not mistaken. I went in last Friday, came out this last Thursday. Um, and so, the process, man, the process. And I reached out to a couple of people. Reached out to me, and they're like, "Yo, you good, man? It sucks that you gotta be in there." And I'll be honest with you, mindset, bro, mindset. Because anytime I go through this process, I've learned to understand that through adversity, there's always growth. And so
Hmm.
instead of me actually, you know, sitting in the hospital out of life feeling sorry for myself and frustrated, you know, it was beautiful out here. There were certain days, even though it was raining, flood warnings and all that stuff. But overall, you know, it's the middle of July. Like I wanna be outside. Um, but you know, I was able to get my prayers down. I got closer to God, and I started reflecting, guys. Just reflecting,
Hmm.
as I've been reflecting, because I always reflect on. But it was just one of those things that is. I think I just heard you say non-negotiable, and I'm like, yo, you negotiate too much with yourself.
Man,
You
with
negotiate too
yourself.
much.
Wait.
Yeah, nah, I'm being honest with you. You negotiate. You cop out, bro. There's a lot of
Hmm.
cop out in you. And mind you,
Facts.
anybody that knows me, they're like, yo, Jorge, you strong, and I'm yo for sure. I'm not. I ain't no punk. I
Yeah.
promise y'all. I ain't no
But you
punk.
got
I'm
to
not
check on
built
your
like that.
strong friend too. Yeah.
Huh?
That's what I said. But you got to, you're a strong, you're the strong friend. So we got to check on you as well.
Yeah, but I don't want y'all to miss that, right? It was the reflection of understanding that there's some internal work that Jorge has to do,
Hmm.
mainly spiritual, like
Mhm.
spiritual, but because we are in spiritual warfare, guys. You know what I'm saying? But mainly spiritual. But then just in general, you know, compromising when it comes to my family, when it comes to my business, when it comes to just me overall and the people I love. And so God had to sit me down and had a
Mhm.
really a conversation with Jorge. And this is when he really speaks to me the most because he disconnects me from the world. And I'm literally in that room in that hospital dealing with what I'm dealing with, which is the process of me getting healthy. But that's when he has my undivided attention. So yeah, man, grateful to get on the other side of that. I'm grateful to understand the perspective of adversity. You know,
Hmm.
a lot of people get scared when they go through adversity and they shy away from adversity. I run towards it. I'm all right with that. That chair has created this tough skin type of you know way of dealing with adversity because I understand and I have understood and I've seen my biggest growth when I've gone through adversity.
Right, right, and I feel that. I feel that, and I'm gonna come back to the subject of you being in the hospital, um, because for me it kind of goes into our subject, right? And so when you was in the hospital, there was this wonderful guy. His name was Tim. You said he was out there looking type brolic, and he was like 75. So, number one, shout out
Damn,
to Tim.
I had to
Thank you,
think
thank you for
about for a
taking
minute.
care of my guy, man. Thank you for taking care of my guy. If
Mhm.
you listen, but it goes back into this. So I said the subject today is there for the taking, right? And there's a lot of ways to go at this, but I wanted to start with number one, Tim. What did Tim do? What number one, Jorge? What was Tim's occupation?
He was a nurse. He was a 75 gentleman, 75 years old gentleman that was been a nurse for. Tim, I'm sorry if you're listening to us. I'm sorry if I got this wrong, but I think it was over 30 years.
Okay, over 30 years. So my man, listen, my man been a nurse for over 30 years. He's probably seen
All time.
at least 100 patients per year, and that's probably way less, right? You've seen that he still has that spark in him. You know what I'm saying? My man was just popping in, coming to sit with you. They talking about Tim over the intercom. He talking about, nah, I forget y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, my man's loves his job, number one, but he did it to the fullest. He did it to the fullest. And I want to go back. So I made a post the other day. It was like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be an artist, why not be Basquiat? If you want to be a teacher, why not try to touch the world as a teacher? You know what I'm saying? Touch the world of kids, of course, as a teacher. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, everything is there for the taking. No matter what niche you're in, no matter what industry you're in, it's there for the taking. And the only way to take it is to do it to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? Just to give you an example, I talk about this all the time. When I was in the corporate world, bro, I didn't play with those people. I literally tried to sell as many apartments and houses as possible. I don't care. As long as I had integrity in it, I was doing it. If that meant I had to go take the client Starbucks, text them in the system, hey, you want something before I meet you? I'm going to do it. Why? Because I'm trying to get to 100% occupancy in every single one of my properties, right? me doing that catapulted me into entrepreneurship because it showed me that you can't take shortcuts. And the times where I see negative things or things going down in my business, I understood that, okay, I took a shortcut there, right? And I can't take a shortcut next time because I know that if I don't take a shortcut, it's going to level me up. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I know it's a weird subject, title to the subject, but that's kind of where I was going with that. It's there for the taking. So talk to me, y'all, about this subject.
Well, I think something that's interesting that you both have talked about is compromising and shortcuts. So I think the bigger, at least for me, the bigger take from that is there from the taking, is there for the taking if you don't compromise or take shortcuts.
Mm.
And so, you know what I'm saying? Whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is for you, because there are a lot of it's out there for people, right? So you get to define whatever it is for you. That's not one thing or the other. Whatever's important to you, whatever you're trying to achieve, like that's your it. That's your thing that you're chasing. But I think the bigger, for at least for me, the bigger thing is to spotlight is that compromise and taking shortcuts and why you take shortcuts.
Mm.
And what do some of those shortcuts and compromising look like? Because there may be people out here trying to take a shortcut and they don't even realize they're doing it. So they're shooting themselves in the foot and they're wondering why they're not achieving the things that they want, but they don't realize how they are actually harming their own journey. So that's
Mm.
what sticks out to me about what you shared, and I'll give you an example without getting into too much detail. But I have an individual that I'm going to say work closely with, and they have a contract in place, and they are refusing to fulfill their end of the contract. Okay, now it's very simple. Some people try to make contracts tricky or whatever. This is just very simple. You're not allowed to smoke within a certain distance. You're not allowed to have certain types of guests in your work or living space. You are not allowed to have pets in your work or living space. Those very simple things. We're not even talking about anything complicated, right? They are determined to do whatever it is they want to do, which actually is the very opposite of what they agreed upon in the contract. Well, now they're in a very kind of unfortunate situation where they're about to lose their contract and be in a very, let's just say, a very compromising on the back end, right? Like they're not getting the results they want. They're actually
Mm-hmm.
going to end up potentially without a house
Mm.
because they made a decision to do what they want to do, to
Do what
be
they
honest,
want to do.
to do
Mm.
what they want to do. And for this situation, them doing what they wanted to do was the shortcut. It was the shortcut. They had
It was.
clear guidelines in place. And this could go for anything, right? Big or
Mm-hmm.
small. Sometimes we can have clear guidelines in place and then make a decision to do the exact opposite because we think our way is better or we just want to do what we want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we just have no regard for any type of structure, which that's another way we end up compromising. But having no regard for structure, and now it's unfortunately it's going to end badly for them. I hate to say that, but they're going to
So
end
can I
their.
play?
Go ahead.
I was wondering if I could play devil's advocate a little bit. Not devil's advocate, just kind of asking you from a
A
different
different
standpoint.
perspective.
So,
Mm-hmm.
as you said, like some people just don't like the structure, right? But
Mm-hmm.
what if people
Mm-hmm.
seen the structure and seen like, okay, this structure is trash. You know what I'm saying? Like this structure is not going to
Sure.
catapult me.
So
So
here's
I'm
the
gonna
thing.
use
I
my
love
structure.
that.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
I love that. I am actually one of those people. I am one of those people who steps into places and go, "Ooh, this don't exactly work." But here's what I've at least grown to realize. I
Mm-hmm.
don't get to stay in someone else's system and then decide how I want to function in that system. Does that
That's
make
good.
sense?
That's good. Yeah, that makes complete
if they've
sense.
if they've set the framework of how they want to do, like let's say a contract, if I'm working with a client or whatever, it doesn't, again, this applies to so many different things, y'all, from everyday life stuff to major things, right? If I am in someone else's system, someone else's business, someone else's company, if I'm an employee, whatever, they have set the framework and structure of what they want. If I don't like it, there are ways that I can
Bless you.
bless you. There are ways that I can challenge it that are respectful to the system that can promote change and growth. But there
Mm-hmm.
is a difference between promoting change and growth and complete rebellion against the system,
Right.
right?
Right.
If I don't like it, I always have the ability to remove myself from that situation. So staying in a situation, system, structure, whatever it is, and just deciding to do whatever you want to do, but you want to stay in that system and reap the benefits from that system, makes you a leech.
Not even a
Mm-hmm.
leech, and not even a leech. To be honest with you, sorbonate. What is the word I'm looking for? I'm gonna butcher this up. Up. When somebody's working for a company, but
Mm-hmm.
they
Mhm.
just don't follow the rules, and you're literally,
Oh,
Can't.
subordination.
yes, that's the word,
Hmm.
right? Like,
Hmm.
then at this point, you're compromising you as a person,
Hmm.
leader. And
Hmm.
it's funny that you said that, because that's what the majority of the time, that's what happens with a lot of folks, is that, I tell people all the time when I do go into organizations, or even folks that work for me in the barbershop, it's
Hmm.
let's not take this to a level of need to bring a different type of culture into the relationship or them or the experience, because there's no need for that. This might not work for either of us, and this opportunity right here, me, you, and I working together, might not be for now. It could be for the future.
Hmm.
And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. And so
Mm-hmm.
you just got to understand that that system doesn't work for you, and you don't want to adapt to the culture because you don't believe in it. It doesn't work for you. That's cool. If
Mm-hmm.
management or the environment don't want to shift to your standards, and the only way that's going to happen, if you, instead of being how you say, negative, or not bringing value into the space, and not helping other to see the possibilities, if we do change these processes, or we change these way of thinking and doing things, that this could be better for the company. Then at this point, you're allowing your emotions, and you're allowing yourself to be able to just create this negative opportunity for everybody involved. And there's no need for that. Like, there is literally no need for that, because at that point, you're literally are compromising yourself. And I think that that's going back to what you say. It's like, not only you're taking a shortcut, but you're copying out. You're copying out,
Mm.
like, for
Which
real,
is
for real.
even
Think
worse.
about it, which is even worse, right? Because you're gonna do what? What you're gonna do, Alalai? I think we've talked about this in previous podcasts, in just in your environment. People
Hmm.
are easy to blame others,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
so that's what they do when they cop out. It's like, oh, you guys,
Absolutely.
you guys are trash. You guys don't know how to run a business. You guys don't know how to run
Hmm.
an environment. Okay,
Hmm.
what did you do to make that better?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Exactly.
And to
What
be, and
did
I
you
want
do
to,
to
I want
make
to
that
break it
better?
down. I want to break it down even more real quick. I want to give another example because I want to make sure it's very practical for people. Because sometimes I know we talk a lot about entrepreneurship and if you work a 9 to 5 or whatever, but it can be beyond that. So when I say it can be simple things, okay. So let's talk about business real quick in terms of like you work for someone, right? I was in a nail shop the other day, and the owner was telling me he had a young lady that used to work for him. He fired her, let her go previously. She asked to come back. So he let her come back like some months later. She did the exact same thing that she did the first time with the exact
There's
same
no
thing she
way.
did the first time. She came back and did it again. And what she was doing was, so here we go with structure. The owner has set a price for each of the services.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to charge the customers more than what the prices the owner has set. So if he said, hey, a manicure is $35, she was charging customers 50 for it, right?
Hmm.
So he recognized, okay, you're in the relationship with my customers. You have to go and you can never come back because I tried to give you a chance.
Yeah.
That is what I mean by like shortcuts. So in that situation, that young lady was trying to shortcut to getting more money in her pocket. And she ruined her opportunity to really build a nice clientele in a
To
nice
really get more
area,
money in her
right?
pocket.
Can I be honest with
Get
you?
more
Let,
money in her
let, let
pocket.
That's
everything
deeper.
everything you
That's deeper.
everything you run from, you end up chasing.
Yeah, but that's
You get
deeper
what I'm
than
saying?
shortcut. That's deeper. Like, no, that
But
mind you,
but
I
I
own a
but
business, right? I own a barbershop, so that's dear to my heart, right? I've been in situations like that's more than just a shortcut. You a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm,
You're a thief. You out here trying to like do the okey doke in our establishment, which like you don't have no moral, because if on that wall it says the price list for a set is 35, what is the audacity of you sitting there and say I need $20. And mind you, are you putting that $20 in the cash register? Because if there's someone that's actually getting
Oh,
percentage,
you know
and
better
if
than
you're
that.
not, then you're a thief. You're stealing.
Yeah,
That's
you would
just
think.
that's not even a shortcut. That's just you just have a
But it
character
is.
problem.
But for some people, that's the come up. That's them getting their worth and getting their
That's true. Yeah,
bag.
that's true.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And I
Now
get
I
what you're
hear
saying
you.
on a very practical, moral sense. I'm just saying
I
this
hear
is
you.
how a lot of people are functioning day to day.
Yeah.
And so they need to be able to recognize that. So yeah, you're also being a thief if you're doing stuff like
You're a thief.
that.
I want
But you're
y'all,
That's
trying to
anybody
take
that's
a
listening to
shortcut.
this, if you know someone or part of some foolishness like that, and you're taking a dollar, a penny from someone that it doesn't
he's
belong
taking it to
to you,
heart.
you're a thief. Yeah, of course. Because I'll be
No, I
honest
feel
with
that.
you,
I
I
feel that.
don't, yo, I'm a lot of things, man. I'm not perfect. I work on myself. I don't, there's certain things, my values, and that when I prefer for you to take a gun, put me against the wall, and say, yo, Jorge, run your pockets.
100,
You know
100%.
why?
Not the stick up.
Hey, listen, hey, at the end of the day, you face me. A someone
Yeah.
that is a thief does it in the back end, it does it in the shadows, does it in a discreet way. That
Hmm.
person was talked to, she was given a chance, and you still violated. Yeah,
Two.
you two chances. You still violated that trust from that owner and those clients. So yeah,
Hmm.
that could scar a business in so many ways because it goes back to, man, understanding that when you do hire and you hire individuals or you bring people in your circle, you have to make sure, and mind you, the beauty industry, just like any other industry, you take a chance with folks. But there,
Hmm.
where he went wrong is that the first time that it happened, it should have never, like, that should have been it.
But mind you, this young lady, she had to be adding mad value for her to bring
Nah,
for him to bring her back.
nah,
That's the
He said,
crazy part. You don't think so? Like,
nah. I don't care if you were the
as a
nicest in the
business owner,
state,
why would you bring
DJ.
somebody back?
I don't care if you were the nicest in the state. That's the mistake he did.
Yeah,
That's
I'm saying it's a
I've been
mistake.
there. DJ,
I'm
I've
agreeing
been
with
there.
that.
At one point, I had 11 chairs in my barbershop.
Hmm.
We were popping. Think about it, 250 a week per barber. You do the
mm,
math. The problem with that is that I was compromising myself, my beliefs, my establishment to just bring anybody because you could cut nice. Guess
You
what?
could
They
not.
were nice barbers, but their character was just rotten. They weren't good people. And so my establishment turned into a hangout. It turned into who was really winning? Because I had the nicest barber in the city. It was deteriorating my business. It was my business was actually there was animosity and problems within the barbers because some
mm,
people were getting away with murder in there, and Jorge
mm,
had allowed it because they were nice. Or we
Hmm.
we wanted the title of like the best barbershop in the city, or I wanted to get that finance
mm.
and pull up with what $2,000 or $3,000 a week, right? We were good, but how long could I have kept that? Would I be claiming that we're going on 20 years right now? No,
Hmm.
I had to establish and understand that that little bit of value they bringing, it deteriorates and it takes away from everything once you do something like that.
That's
Mind you,
facts.
this wasn't you being rude. That we could kind of tweak that.
Mhm.
You literally stole from a client when you understood that the price is the price, and it goes vice versa. There's some barbers or some stylists that they don't know how to charge, and so they'll let a client go with paying less. No,
Hmm.
but that's the same energy. There's a standard in our establishment. There's a ticket price for that service. You don't charge less. You don't charge more, unless we as a company decide that, okay, 2024 we're gonna bring our prices up. And guess
Hmm.
what? Even with that, you got to give your clients an amount of time, letting them know in the next 3 months, put flyers all around. In the next 3 months, our prices will be going up. Just giving you heads up. There's no okie dokie from one day that Ally go get her nails to the next Saturday. It's like, oh, okay, it's double what you custom. Like, hold up, what happened? No,
Mhm.
you have to do business accordingly, and you have to protect, with that character that I'm always talking about when it comes to business. I've been in business for over 20 years, not because I'm that deep, that sweet, but I realized when not to take shortcuts because when I do take shortcuts and I compromise within my own business, it would take a hit, and that was a perfect example of me. that's him taking a compromising and taking a shortcut because she probably was nice with the nails. Because if she, let's be honest, if she wasn't nice with the nails, she probably would not get that second, third chance.
And that's what I was talking about.
Right.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
only thing I was
but
talking about.
that's if you're listening to
But he's saying her lack of character and her being a thief outweighs any value that
everything,
she
I
could have
don't care
brought
how
One
nice
hundred
she
with
was.
percent
her services.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she should have been knocked out of the box from day one. Like, oh,
from day one.
I'm sorry,
So
this is not for you. We can't
yeah,
do
that's
it.
facts. So
Listen,
I
I
want to
need
hit it
more
from
nail shop
a
stories because
different.
you got spicy.
Oh, you
Yeah, oh,
seen that,
very
right?
spicy.
You seen
I know
that.
he's feeling that. Hey, I know. I always know when Jorge is feeling it, and he experienced it because the energy switches real quick.
Yeah.
But I respect it, and I get it though. I get like, and that's why y'all listen to this podcast 100% because this is real passion, real authenticity. These are
Mm-hmm.
real stories from Jorge. Like this is his life. This is our
It,
life too, but this is
it's
his
not just
life.
my story, guys. We all been there. Like let's not
Mm-hmm.
let's you've been cheated off a service or product or something like that just hit because we talking about nails, right? And it just hit me because I'm an owner and I've been there. I've been
Mm-hmm.
that dude. I've compromised DJ, but we all been cheated by something because someone decided to cop out, take a shortcut, and compromise their character, their ability to showing up and facing what's wrong and making it right? And so again, I started this conversation. We started this podcast with talking about what? This past week, Jorge and God, right? God and Jorge had an only conversation. Now, mind
Mm-hmm.
you, I've been on this for the last couple of months. Y'all know I'm the hardest on myself. I know when I look in the mirror and I don't produce and I don't do certain things and I'm taking shortcuts. Like I know, like I'm not happy with myself because I understand that the cheat code is what? Consistency, showing up, and producing results, right? Like you got to show up, you got to be consistent in showing up, and you just got to produce, which is going to give us what? The results you're seeking. There is no shortcut through that process of winning. Now, the shortcut is that if you when you do it so often and so long, that muscle memory becomes a lot easier and you do it a lot faster and it seems like it's just natural because now, you know what I'm saying, you just flowing with it. When I went to the gym, I could put 2 plates, I'm 45 plates on both sides and I slow it down, right? I slow it down. I'll rock out like 10 to 6 sets of 15 or 12. And so dudes is like, yo, that's crazy. Yo, you strong. No, I built myself up to that. I remember
Just
when I
slow it
couldn't
down.
I couldn't have the 25s and I was shaky. My core was
Mm-hmm.
moving. And I was just like, I was embarrassed and I was like, man, like, and then you want to compare yourself to everybody else in the gym. And so I just understood that, yo, just keep showing up.
But check this out: slow down and adjust because I'm on the same page with you. Like I literally, bro, I ain't bench press like on a bench in at least 2 years. Right? All I did was slow it down. I did push-ups, every type of push-up possible. There's like 20 types of push-ups, dumbbell presses, anything to make my chest strong besides bench. Right? So I slowed it down, but I also, dang, what's the other thing? I slowed it
Made an
down.
adjustment.
Man, and I
Yeah.
also made the adjustment. So 2 years later, now, like I said, you haven't did bench for 2 years. Now I'm easily repping 185
Yeah.
easily
Okay, but I have a
because I
question.
slowed it
I have a
down and I made
question.
the adjustments. Yes, ma'am.
What kept you committed to doing that for 2 years?
I
Because
think
that's where the
that.
shortcuts come into play, right? When it takes
Mhm.
longer for you to get to the place that you're hoping or expecting to be, then we want to find a way around and get the shortcut. So, what kept you focused long enough to make it through that 2 year mark to be able to do a bench press?
I think the I would say in the person I was becoming, and I'm literally talking about physically this time. The person I was becoming because I started seeing like, okay, now that I'm not just benching, I can see all the muscles in my chest. You know what I'm saying? Benching, you're only going to see the top part of your chest. But when I
Mm-hmm.
slowed it down and adjusted, I was like, okay, now I can see every piece of my chest. So I guess I was enjoying the person I was coming through that process of the 2 years, and that's why it helped me stick with it.
And to be honest with you, you became stronger through that process because
Oh,
when you do
facts.
calisthenics, right? If y'all don't know about working out, right? Calisthenics is you pushing your own body weight. That actually, and that's why you're defining yourself in so many different areas because you're not just doing chest. you're actually working out your core, you're working out your back, you're working your biceps and your triceps while you're doing those push-ups. So now you actually without even knowing, you challenge yourself to make it made it even harder.
That's facts. That's facts.
And that's
But
why you
but
see
it
the
didn't
growth.
seem like that though. It didn't seem like that because I was so ready. I was I would say I was focused on the goal, but I was focused on the process. Yes, I was focused on the
Mhm.
goal because I knew I'm still focused on the goal. I'm not there by any means. But I'm so
I
focused on
don't
the
know,
process,
man.
bro.
I think
It's
I
ridiculous.
from that photo shoot you had at the beach, I think you're ready, ready. I just
You
want you to
ain't
know,
never gonna
Man,
live that
yeah, like
down.
I
You
just want you to
never
know
living
that
that down.
glycerine, that drip with the six pack and just like looking like,
I
yeah, I
can't
think you're
take
ready, my
y'all.
brother. I don't know. My money's on you.
I
That
got
is
listen. I love y'all. That's all I can say. I love y'all. And we ain't put the episode out yet. They flamed me when I went to the beach, but y'all gonna see.
No,
Y'all gonna
he
see the real
says we
me.
flamed him. We just keep
nah,
it 100. Because if I thought
nah.
he was all hunchback and looking like he was like not nutrition, like there was no nutrition in his body, I'd be like, bro, what we doing? Why we? That's
What
not
we
brand ready.
doing?
That's not brand ready. But my man was man. You can see the thickness, the swole. I could see man, wife in the back of the camera like just like
she
a
was not.
baby.
She was
You know
not
what I'm saying? I
there.
can see all
She
that.
was not there.
She was not
That is
there. Y'all
All
that
keep
right,
is
my
telling me
bad.
her
so
there.
funny.
She was not.
All right. Well, if she was, she would be doing that.
Respect. Respect. Hey, that's why I love y'all, man. And anybody else listen to this, I love them because they always. I'm gonna put it like this: I would love them if they didn't do this, but they always show love, no
Ah,
matter what
man, real
situation.
recognize real, my brother. You're a real one. Love
100%.
you. I love you to death. You one thing about you, and since we're always throwing for y'all always throwing flowers at me, man. You guys keep me sharp, bro. And you got, you DJ, you someone that, when you say owning the process, that's one thing about you. I
Yeah,
don't like,
they're
and
committed to
nobody
that.
could ever tell me otherwise.
Yeah.
I've
Respect.
been working with you for multiple years now, and the consistency and the process that you have established, it's next level, my brother. So it's just a
Mhm.
matter of time when God, just where, yeah, you know what it reminds me? It reminds me of that meme that where dude is digging for gold, and majority of you guys stop digging
Mhm.
when it's just one more dig ahead to get to the and you don't have that mindset. You're the type of brother that you're gonna keep digging, even if we're just gonna okay. What's direction? Okay, maybe we gotta go around this, and I respect that, and I love you for it, and it makes me better. Period.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you, man. I
And
appreciate you.
one thing I would say that you shared about the process, I hope that people catch is that you were doing, I guess, other exercise, different push ups or whatever else to try to build up your strength to do, what is it, a push up, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I
don't
am
use
not
the
the
P
biggest
word.
guru,
The
Says
big
I
okay?
don't
person.
use
Big
that P
I
person.
am
word.
not the biggest guru. But what I wanted to point out to people, something that you brought up was like you were seeing your body change before you were ever able to accomplish like your goal exercise, right?
Oh,
So
that's
you
all.
still identified the wins in the process, even though that's not where you wanted to be. And I think sometimes when we're in the process of trying to get to the big goal, it's very easy to miss the things that we've been able to accomplish along the way. Hence, cue the cue the shortcuts,
Yeah.
cue the compromising, cue the scams, because some of y'all trying to scam y'all way to wealth, whatever. But you get what I'm saying. So I think that's very important. And I think it takes some time. Like you said, it took you 2 years to get to the process that you're the point that you're at right now. And so I think it takes time for us to be able to see those wins and also like starting to train our eyes into identifying the wins. That way you aren't, I don't know. So I think sometimes it does get easy to feel maybe discouraged that you're not where you want to be. But if you take time to see where you are, that'll help, at least motivate you to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
How can you help the people with how do you identify those small wins, but also how do you not dwell on those small wins?
Well, I think it's a combination of I think it's two different, it's two different things, even though it consists of the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so how you identify, what you need to do, right? So you can understand is that, you guys got to stop being so consumed that you can't have that you don't even have a vision, right? A lot of you guys are so consumed with information and other people's opinion that you are borrowing other people's vision. That's number one. Like that's why a lot of times people can't win because you operating off of what DJ is doing. And then mind you, it's all right to get inspired. It's all right to see Jorge. It's all right to go see Ally and say, let me take the meat and throw away the bone. And what fits me fits me. And how can I take that and add it to my dopeness? But to be honest with you, I can never be DJ. I can never be ally. And so you got to identify who you are first, right? And so for me, I get a DJ. You've been with me at the gym. I got people coming up to me and they're like, "Yo, what's up?" Right? And not because I'm a social butterfly, but I understand how I inspire people in
Mm-hmm.
that gym, right? Because I'm the poster child for no excuses. I'm doing pull-ups. I'm doing dips. I'm doing push-ups. I'm putting 45 plates on my back and I'm rocking. I'm doing all that. But what I had to start understanding is that there was a time Jorge was just actually doing it just to show, just to check it off.
I feel
And
that.
I didn't understand the concept because I thought DJ, right, that just by me showing up that made me dope, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna get certain results. It wasn't until maybe a year or two ago, to be honest with you, I've been doing this for a long time, that I
Mm-hmm.
realized I was like, oh, okay. Number one, I had to get a coach.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of you guys are investing into nothing, right? And so you out here freestyling it. With the coach started showing me the process,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so because now mind you, this coach, shout out to coach, man. You know who you are. Female
You can't
coach,
say their name.
female coach. Not because I like to respect. Listen, hey, I like, and we're gonna bring. I would love to even bring her into the podcast. She's a beast, right? She's 57, just turned 57, and when I showed if you see her, you'd be like, oh Lord, right? But her work ethics and the way she's done the process, she's a pro IFBB pro. She's
Mm-hmm.
been competing. She got her pro card, but she was able to show me what needs to work for Jorge.
Mm-hmm.
Through that process, I've been able to grab that information and make it mine. Now, mind you, I realized I was going through all that and I was taking shortcuts because I didn't want to take I didn't want to take the vitamins. I didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to do certain things that I needed to do through while I was going to the gym. I needed to take my BCAA, right? Like there were certain things that I'm like, wow, 3 months of me just starting to do what she told me to do, bro. I'm like, got it. My body started swelling up. I started feeling strong. I started seeing areas of my body where I've never seen take shape. And so I guess to answer your question is that you have to literally, and I talk about this all the time, it's like you got to understand who you are, right? And what I mean by that is that I don't have a problem. Like if you know me, man, I love challenges. I'm a hoorah type of brother. Like I like when you talk trash to me. I like when you get in my face and tell me, yo, that's not right. I don't get offended by that. I just that you activate this like, oh, okay, let's go. And I look at you like, yo, I appreciate you because I know it comes from what? A place of love. You're just telling me like, yo, you're not being who you say you're gonna be or who you are, and you're not living up to your expectation. That's number one. And so I'll leave it like this. I just came to her maybe 2 months ago, and I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. I went to talk to her. She didn't even want to talk to me, bro. We was at the gym, and she just had that energy, like, bro, like, do you even want this? Like, do you like? It was the most sincere question, and she looked at me because I was like, "Yo, this is not working." She's like, "Come on, man. I physically could see that you're not working."
Mm-hmm.
Like and mind you, some of y'all would have gotten so offended by that, y'all would have been like, "Yo, I don't even want you to coach me no more." No, I'm for real.
Even though it's true, even though it's true.
That was the energy. She didn't even want to talk to me out of lie.
Yeah.
She wasn't like
Well, I
even
get
things
that
out,
though.
huh?
That's a I get that though. That's a great
Yeah,
lesson
me
for some
too.
people.
Can I be
Don't go
honest with
ask them
you?
for help and then you're wasting people's time.
Can I be honest with you? That's exactly what she said. She said, "I don't care
Mm-hmm.
for your money. I want. I just want to be surrounded by individuals that are working it.
That's good.
Like,
That's
are
good.
you working it? Identify
Mm-hmm.
who you are, and are you working it? And what does that mean for you? That's something you got to sit down, and sometimes you're not gonna figure out until you actually make a pivot and do what DJ did. DJ was like, "Yo, okay, this bench thing is not working for me. Well, let me start doing some calisthenics. Let me work that for 2 years. Oh, now I could come back and do the bench like nothing. What did we do different? Well, you make the adjustment.
Right.
So, so again, you got to work it to be able to. You got to understand you can't cheat yourself
Mhm.
off of greatness. Nobody,
Mhm.
anybody that you look at on social media, you look in your circle, mind you, these individuals, there's no such thing as overnight success. Our brother Eric Thomas, rappers, when a rapper comes out and they talk about your overnight success, what you don't know is that them brothers been actually rocking out for the last 20 years. They just
20 years.
they just happen to hit a hit now, and it seems like you just found out about them and the world found out about them. But if you actually look at it, they've been underground for 20 years, 10, 15 years. They've been doing this. And you guys think that we're in a society of instant gratification, and you think because you show up to the gym like Jorge did, that you just gonna get results. And that's just a fraction. Not only you show up, but then now you got to put in the work and you got to make it work.
I think social media might be a horrible representation of truth and success, given the things that people do to portray success on social media. So that needs to be at the bottom of your list when you're trying to figure out, what goals to have, or if you're trying to find someone to mentor you. That's to me that needs to be at the bottom of the
I
list.
agree.
No, I
The
agree.
more I learn about people, their processes, people that are in the spotlight, the more I learn about that, the more I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you might. It's not real.
And I
It's
echo
not
I
real.
echo that.
I'm gonna give y'all. Look, I'm gonna give the people a hack real quick for social media. Get on, post. Maybe check on the people you like in your life, your real life, and then
Mm-hmm.
get off. Don't even scroll, bro. I don't even give myself 5 minutes no more. I give myself 5 videos, and then I'm gone. You get what I'm saying? Generally, it's one of them is your videos, and I'm sharing. You get what I'm saying? But that I just had to give y'all that hack real quick because,
Nah, but it's
bro, it's
like
very easy
I'm
to
gonna
not
play
do
I'm,
that.
I'm I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this because we are in a society that we like this is a tool, and so number one,
It,
there's no shortcut to it. So stop thinking you're gonna sit there in front of your phone or computer and someone's gonna by showing you what they're doing that you're gonna just I got it. That's
Mm-hmm.
BS, right? That's number one. There's no shortcut to it. So whatever it is that God put in your heart and you're out here seeking, just understand you gotta put your sleeves up and put in some work.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't want y'all to
that's what
think
I
that
mean.
I don't want
I'm
y'all to
sorry.
think that because I do agree with what Alalai said and I echo that because I think social media could be trash and it could be consuming and it will paralyze you and it paralyzes the best of the best. But the folks that are actually doing, the people that you're actually watching, they're not even on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? They're too busy producing. They're too busy making it work. And so when you do use the platform the way it should be used, when you use the platform to serve others and create value into the universe, promise you, there are gonna be some fruits to the labor. But what you can't do and what you shouldn't do and what you need to stop doing is thinking that because you actually consume 5 programs or you join 4 communities and you around the information that's going to be it. That's enough. That's like
That's
that's
fact.
that's the same value of me just getting myself into the gym and sitting there and playing with my phone while everybody else is working out. I
Mm-hmm.
promise you, been there, done that. I had to evaluate myself because guess what? There was a time when people were asking me, "I like, you still work out?"
Mm. But you're in there every day,
six
just
day,
playing on your
6 day of the
phone.
week. That should be the name of
Oh,
this podcast. You still working out? Because you know what I'm saying? Because
Hilarious.
because
Mm-hmm.
you look like your decisions, and you look like you've been taking some shortcuts.
that's big. You look like
Not
your
you look like you've
decisions.
been taking shortcuts.
You look
You
like you're
look like,
taking
hey,
shortcuts.
but that's huge, man. We said a lot in this podcast, but you ended it with a fire, Joe. You look like your decisions in every area of life. You look like your decisions. If you decided, I'm not going to go there, but listen, you look like your decisions. And
I'm scared. I'm scared to
I'm
ask
not.
him. No, go
Yeah,
there.
it was about to be bad.
Hey, I was literally about to be like, No, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna give an
No,
example of
no,
going
no,
there.
no.
So,
All right.
Listen to the
listen,
Holy Ghost, bro.
listen to the Holy
Please.
Ghost. But again, another wonderful subject. You know what I'm saying? Authentic subjects with authentic people for authentic people, and that's what we're going to bring every single week. So we'll be back next week. I can't talk, y'all. I apologize.
It's
We'll be back next week with another fire subject. And again, we appreciate y'all tapping into the pod.
Hey,
See
that's
y'all
all,
next week.
folks. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
Oh my gosh. Bye, y'all.